Displacement occurs when an object is immersed in a liquid substance. This is the law of Archimedes' principle. It states that any material or object immersed in the fluid will tend to rise through the fluid if the fluid density is greater than the material density. An object that sinks displaces an amount of fluid equal to the object's volume. In this experiment, we will show an example of Archimedes' principle and water displacement.
For this experiment, we'll need a bucket of water filled 3/4 of the way up. We'll need a jar to place inside, some tape to measure how deep this is going, and measuring tape to measure the depth.
And now we're going to take the empty jar, make sure the lid is secure, right, so no water goes in, and then we're going to drop it into the bucket and see how much water it displaces. Whoa. And then take the measuring tape, see how much the water level has risen. And 7.5 inches, which in centimeters is 19 centimeters.
Now we're going to take the jar and we're going to fill it with water. Now that it's filled all the way up, we're going to seal it really tight so the water doesn't come out and none goes in. And we're going to place it here. As you can see, it sank all the way.
So now that the full jar has sank to the bottom of the bucket, we're going to measure how much water it displaced. Seven and a half inches. The same as the water. Do you know what water displacement is?
I don't. Why?
You don't? You don't?
No.
It's a physics project.
Can you explain me? Wow.
It's real water. It's not plastic.
I know it's real water, but I thought this is like on the surface.
So you don't know why? That's Genesis logo. Why?
The reason why the water displacement was the same for both the filled and empty jar was because the jar has the same mass. So whether it is empty or not, the water displacement will end up being the same.
We're supposed to be working.
Break time.
There's no break time in physics.
The physics of how cookies and milk work together so well.
Let's see how much water I displace. Oh, don't stop. I displace about 8 inches, which is like what? 21 centimeters? Yeah, 21 centimeters. So in conclusion, water displacement will always depend on the mass and not the weight. So no matter how big the object or how light or how heavy, the water displacement will always be the same.